Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, in the company of the State Governor Nasser El-Rufai, arrive at the venue of the 20th edition of the National Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic in Kaduna State to formally launch the program. The MSME's clinic brings together relevant agencies and small business owners for easy exchange of services. The state governor and the managing director of the Bank of Industry highlight the importance of the program.
For us at BOI, it's a call to service, and we are fully prepared to support this initiative and others like it that will enhance the continuous growth of MSMEs in Nigeria.
Your Excellency, the restoration program, the Kaduna State specific iteration of the APC manifesto, identified policies to attract private investment as the most sustainable route to creating jobs.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the federal government, in collaboration with the Bank of Industry, will ensure the growth of the sector.
The federal government is willing to partner with the Kaduna State government to immediately set up one of those one-stop MSME shops right here in Kaduna State with all of the regulatory agencies under one roof, so that businesses can simply go there and get all of their relevant approvals without having to travel around the country to Abuja or to Lagos, as the case may be.
The Vice President moves on to inspect the stands of agencies and manufacturers at the clinic. He also takes a tour of the Chenchenia market, located in the state capital, to assess how the beneficiaries of the 10,000 naira interest-free loan are faring. The federal government continues in the efforts to enhance the capacity of the MSME sector so we can actively contribute to the nation's economic development.
All right, welcome back. Focusing on another matter now. We've got Falabi Imokode, who is the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and Youth Employment, Office of the Vice President. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, Chamberlain. How are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah, good to see you. You know, the thing about this job creation, I know you may have seen the stats in terms of those who got into the labor market, those who were there previously, how that seems to have swelled the number, perhaps directly or indirectly, putting pressure on some of the plans and programs that you have. How is your office factoring in those figures in consideration of the programs that you put in place?
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for having me. Job creation, as we know, is one topic that is a global topic. It's not just Nigeria topic. But I think for us in Nigeria, one of the things we must understand first is, like the statisticians will always say, there is always you have your, what you call structural challenges, and you've also got your tactical challenges. But I think in our case, it's really more structural because of our population explosion. So our population grows way faster, way faster than our economy is really growing. Yeah. So that way, for that reason, therefore, and for each passing year, for as long as we have a teeming number of people that are passing out, getting into the labor market, and you know, getting into the labor market is not even post-tertiary. Once you're above 18, I mean, MBS captures you from 18, legal age of 18. So really, once you're post-secondary, in many cases, you are really in the labor market. And so long as that population growth is greater than the rate of economic growth, we are going to always have this issue of trying to combat unemployment, especially youth unemployment. Let's always remember that when we really talk about unemployment figures, it's not appalling when you look at the global number. It's really when you disaggregate to the youth demography. That's really where we have the biggest challenge, because that's where you have it above the high 30s, 30% in terms of the 18 to 35 youth demography. And that's also going to also be the case because we are also a youthful country. As a country, our population, 65% of our population is less than the age of 35. So that's always going to be with us for a bit. But one of the few things we are doing, aside from the Empower, which I'm sure our listeners out there and you all are quite familiar about, the Empower program. Let me mention that even in the latest statistics as released by MBS, it showed the dip, the 2 times that we've released the large numbers, the batch 1, 200,000, December 2016, the batch 2, August 2018, 300,000. There's always been a dip in the graphs. And even Yemi would always, Yemi SG would always reference that point. And I think in the first batch was 23 there was a 23%, it dipped to about 19%. And in this time it was about 32%, dipped to about 29%. So it shows that act or that strategy is working in terms of how you can really put people in large numbers to work. But more importantly, I think...
Pardon me,
okay.
We need to go to break. But we'll come back to this in just a moment. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Still taking a look at some of these programs that the government is putting in place. But, at some point it was said this is supposed to be short-term, stopgap measures, spending the time the real thing comes around. Yeah. So one wonders, how long is this short-term measure going to be for, such that there then will be a definite program to get people off the labor market?
Okay, thank you. Yes, short-term in the sense that with everything we've done with the National Social Investment Program, they've been designed as an investment intervention, and it did not take away from all other line ministries, whether it's the Ministry of Labor that has NDE in it, or Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment that has SMIDA working with small businesses and what have you. So that's really the take when we say it's an intervention, short-term intervention. But what we must recognize and realize is it also showed an area where we have been deficient as a country and with our institutions, which is the area of social safety net. And so with our social investment program, really that's a signpost to what we really should be doing as a country. Just being able to have a safety net for the vulnerable, for the poor, for the unemployed.
Isn't it supposed to be for the entire country?
Yeah. So you must always have it in place as a country.
But we don't have it now. Is there plans to have it?
Yeah, so that's what we do now with the social investment. There are plans really to not institutionalize it. So we know that they have been built. Yes.
What you have now is, permitted to use the word select for a select few, or a selected group of people, not a general thing. So when you say institutionalize it, is it going to cut across? Because when you say a social safety net,
yes,
it's supposed to be across board.
Yes, but that's what it is. So if you look at the social investment program, it cuts across board in terms of the demography of the country. And the selection is also very open. So there's not been, we've never had the normal things that's always been, whether it's a party coloration, political affiliation, tribal, none of that in any of the programs.
I know you heard about the acquisitions.
Yeah,
so
which one?
This is just votes buying, all of this acquisition. They don't think it works.
Position can always say. The reality is that if it wasn't working, if it wasn't hitting, they won't say what they are saying. But that's not really what it is. Let's not be distracted by the current politics.
Let me just pause it and take you a step back when you said it doesn't take away from all the other ministries, line ministries that were. We had SMIDA, we have the NDA. The NDA was supposed to be handling this issue of training and empowerment for the small business. SMIDA was also there. So when this is happening on the one hand and NDA is on the other hand, is that not duplicity of functions? And is that not taking away from this?
So what we've done this time around is work with everybody. You see, the challenge is if you had an institution doing something, but then what it's supposed to be addressing is you're still having a whole lot of lacuna and a whole lot of noise. Because if you say you have the National Director of Employment, but you still have unemployment, then it tells me that something is amiss. Now, many times with our institutions, they will always complain about budgetary allocation. We could do a lot more, but we don't have the budget. So that's why when you really look at it with a social safety net that we are looking towards with social investment, it really helps you to cater for those who cannot survive any other way but through this lifeline to be able to get a lift.
But a quick one, has the budgetary allocation issue been taken care of?
Well, so even with us, I mean, it's been 900 billion before this last read that's pending consideration National Assembly. It's been 900 billion, but we've not even been able to get more than 300 billion so far, you know, in the 2 years put together. But what we've been able to do is really been able to collapse all the bureaucracies that many times gulp, you know, even the little you have, to do more with less. That's really what we've been able to do.
Let's get to Abuja. We've got Mr. Aide, who is a development economist, to give us